Hi there. I'm going to walk you through the process of booting your pibox for the first time, accessing it remotely, and installing some apps on it. So on the back of your pibox, you'll notice some ports. This is the USB-C port, which is for power. And we include a 17.5 watt USB-C power supply for all of our bundles. And that's enough to power the pibox, the carrier backplane, and the two solid-state drives that are inside. From here, you can use the pibox headlessly just as is, but we're going to go ahead and install, or rather insert our USB keyboard and our USB mouse, a network cable. This is also optional. You can use the Wi-Fi antenna as well. And we're also going to install an HDMI cable for this monitor. So with that all plugged in, we can power on our pibox and give it a minute or two to boot. While this is happening, you'll notice some activity lights on the front. This indicates power, CPU activity, and disk activity. This will take about a minute or two. Once everything is booted, you can use this like you would a normal Raspberry Pi desktop. The only other thing to note here is that the front of the pibox displays your current CPU and memory usage, as well as your disk usage, your internal IP address, and your remote public IP address. And you can use these to access your Pi remotely. If you gave us your GitHub or your Kubectl username when you ordered the pibox, you don't need to do anything from here on out to manage your pibox remotely. Now, if you did not and you were trying to set this up initially, all you have to do in here is go into boot and open up Kubectl username, type your username in there, save it, and the pibox will automatically register with Kubectl servers and let you manage software remotely. Let's go ahead and switch over to the desktop where we can manage software that's running on our pibox remotely, and I'll show you that experience over here. All right, over here on our browser, we've opened up kubectl.com. Let's go ahead and sign in. And we'll notice a notification at the top of this dashboard that says, a new cluster has been added to your account. If we verify this cluster, now we can access everything remotely on our pibox. So let's go ahead and install a new app. We already noticed that there's one app running, which is the pibox display. That's the app responsible for displaying stats on the front of the pibox. Again, everything on the pibox is very modular. So if you want to remove this display and replace it with something else that renders cat GIFs, you can do that. But let's go ahead and go over here to templates. And we're going to look for a template called PhotoPrism. And let's go ahead and install this template. So now that this app is installed, let's go back to the apps view of our dashboard. We'll see that PhotoPrism is running, and we'll expand it to view the logs of that app. But we can also click in this little pill right here to actually go to the app itself. And this is going to be the admin and password that we created from the template over here. Notice how we left it blank. So in our case, it's going to be the default password, and then we can log in, and this is PhotoPrism. So from here, you can start using the app. Let's just go ahead and upload some photos. And then going back to the dashboard, you can see our photos. So that should give you an idea of how to install apps on pibox. Take a look at our template store to see other apps that you might want to install. Thanks.